Welcome back to my College Football 25 Team Builder Dynasty with the Edmond State Scissor-Tails, and today we are finally kicking off Season 4 of this series. I went over our schedule in the last episode at the end of the off-season video. We will be starting today against Nevada, and then we take on Tulsa at Oklahoma. Then we have Florida International at Western Kentucky. Then we will have a home game against Memphis, at UTEP, at Liberty, at Sam Houston, a home game against Louisiana Tech, followed by a bye week, and then back-to-back home games against Jacksonville State and New Mexico State. This season, we should be pretty heavy favorites to win the conference, but obviously that does not mean a whole lot. We were one of the highest rated teams last season and ended up finishing the year 5-7. Jacksonville State's at an 81 overall and Liberty's at an 82, but we are currently at an 86 overall, so hopefully not a lot of these teams are able to pull off some upsets this year. If you guys can remember back to last season, in the very first game of the year, Morgan Eberle, our starting quarterback, went down with an injury and would proceed to miss the rest of the season. So I really figured he would be our starting quarterback going into this season, but in the transfer portal, if you saw, we got an athletic freak at quarterback. His name is Sidney Mock, and he will be our starter this year. They have the same overall currently, but Mock with a 97 speed rating, 95 acceleration. He has a little bit more throw power. Their short accuracy is the same. He has better medium accuracy. His deep accuracy is a little bit lower. His throw on the run is a little bit lower, and his throw under pressure is a little bit lower. But I think this 97 speed should really be the deciding factor here. Now, obviously, if we start to lose games, I have no problem putting Morgan Eberle back in this spot. We will have a brand new starting running back in Skylar Lewis, who is an 85 overall. He'll be backed up by redshirt freshman Shaq Marcus, who is a 76. Both of these guys pretty fast, a 93 speed rating on Lewis and a 94 on Marcus. We will have a couple new faces on the field at wide receiver. Lyle Shermer is not one of those new faces. He's been our main target the last couple seasons, but Jabari Yabo will be on the field, a 77 overall with 94 speed. Zamir Rowe would be our wide receiver 1 if it wasn't for that 89 speed rating. We will still use him because he does have the highest catching on the team, aside from Alex Sermon down here, who has a 92 rating. But yeah, I'm really excited for our receivers this year. We will be returning our big tight end, Tony Livingston. He comes back for his redshirt senior year and will be an 85 overall. Every single year I say this, and I think every single year it has been true. Our offensive line got a ton better. Johnny Williams IV will be our starting left tackle at an 87. Our starting left guard will be a 91 overall in Kyle Adams. Our starting center is going to be an 87. Starting right guard will be an 84. And starting right tackle will be an 85. Moving over to the defensive line, Emmett Wall will be our main left end at an 84 overall. Our main right end is going to be George Sambrelo. And you may be asking why Samuel Riddy is not really getting involved here at an 82 overall. Well, that's because Samuel Riddy has a 67 block shed, so we're not really going to be using him a whole lot this year. And then finally, over at defensive tackle, we return Phylan Green, and we return Cam Toon, who are a 90 and an 82 overall. At outside linebacker, we will have Wes Spears, who is an 82 as well with 83 speed. Our starting middle linebacker will be Jaden Bethea. This is the first season where we return our starting middle linebacker and our leading tackler. He comes back as an 84 overall. At right outside linebacker, we will have an 81 in Marco Godwin. And being completely honest, our secondary might be the best part of this team. Greg Morris is a 90 overall. Jamie Truman's an 82. Chauncey Pack as a redshirt freshman is an 82 overall. Does only have 86 speed, which is a bit concerning, but he's one of the couple players on this team with an elite dev trait. I will go back and show you guys the other one that had an elite dev trait. One of our new freshmen ended up with it. Behind Pack, we have Lyle Bowe, who was an 81, and then we have Marquise Westbrook, who was a 77. At free safety will be an 81 overall Devontae Mappa, but if he starts to play bad, Carl Valentine can fill right in. They are the same overall. Mappa really got the nod because of the 86 play rec over the 80 play rec. And then at strong safety, we have an 84 in Carl Wicks, backed up by an 81 in Calvin Casey. We return both our kicker and our punter from last season. Sean Augustine, going into his junior season, is a 78 overall. And then at punter, we have Ty McSwain, who is a 69. And then our kick and our punt returner is both going to end up being Shaq Marcus. It was originally going to be Yabo down here, but I really don't want to put him out there just in case he starts to burn too much stamina and he's not in on offense. I think we're really going to need him this year. Moving on down to the specialty positions, starting with our third down back, that is actually going to be Jaden Swain. So you should see a mixture of a few running backs this season because our power back is going to be Marvin Sanders. If you saw it last season at all, it is probably not much of a shock to you that Lyle Shermer will also be our slot receiver this year. He will be backed up by Andy Boswell, and if both of those guys go down, then it will be Alex Sermon. Yes, he only has 89 speed, but he does have 92 catching, so if both of these guys go down, we're just going to need reliable hands out there. Our rushing left end is going to be Emmett Wall, and then our rushing right end will be George Sambrelo, so nothing's really going to change along the defensive line, especially because the rushing defensive tackle will be Stephylan Green. The only change here is Taven Wade will be a rushing defensive tackle instead of Cam Toon, and let's see, is that because of the block shedding? It absolutely is. Our sub linebacker is once again going to be Jaden Bethea, just like it was last season, and our slot corner is going to be Greg Morris. So when they line someone up in the slot, our number one corner will be lined up on them, just because of that 99-man coverage that he has. I really hope that works out well for us. Before I forget to show you guys, our other elite dev trait player is Jesus Anelli, the 4-star defensive end we found in the offseason. So he is one of 2 elite dev traits, the only other one being Chauncey Pack, our corner. Before we officially jump into this season, I want to know your guys' expectations of this team this year. In Season 1, we went 4-8, Season 2, we went 7-5, and then lost our bowl game against Florida State, and then Season 3, we kind of took a step back to finish 5-7. I want to know where you guys think we're going to end up this season, but let's go ahead and jump into our first game of the year against the Nevada Wolfpack. Well, it looks like we have a rainy game today here in Edmond, and our first scenario is from the 14-yard line for a 1st and 10. We're going to take this with a quick throw to the outside, caught by Zamir Rowe, who was into the end zone. Touchdown, Edmond State. So a good start to the season. Later on in the game now, it's a 3rd and 10. We are still up 7-0. This should be the final play of the first quarter. It'll be a handoff to Shaq Marcus, who goes up the middle and will get the first down to the 14, and that will take us into the second quarter. But because we got into the red zone, we will get to stay in. So out of a shotgun set, Mock will drop back to pass. Let's see if we can use his speed to the outside, cut back in, and we're going to end up with a solid run here all the way down to the 4-yard line. Now facing 2nd and inches. We're going to take the snap out of shotgun, hand this one to Skylar Lewis, and he will not find the end zone, but it's a 1st and goal from the 1. And we're going to send Marvin Sanders out there at running back for this play in a goal line set, but it will be a toss to the outside. And the blocking doesn't really set up. He breaks one tackle, but there is a flag, so I imagine we're about to move a few yards back. That sets us back to be a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line with a holding call. So now Mock out of shotgun will drop back to pass, and a quick throw over the middle, caught by Shermer, and we're going to get right back down to about the 1-yard line. They rule him down at the 2. Now another shotgun set for us, and this time we're going to send Shermer in motion. It is going to be a jet toss to the outside, and he cuts upfield and will not find the end zone. Ruled down at the 1. All right, let's just do our offensive line against their defensive line. Handoff up the middle to Marvin Sanders, and he is into the end zone. We will take a 14-0 lead. And as we come back into the game, it's a 4th and 1 from the 31-yard line, but it is now 14-7. So in simulation, Nevada got a touchdown, but we're going to run this one with Marcus right up the middle for the first down. And a couple plays later in simulation, we are now at the 8-yard line with a 1st and goal from the 8-yard. I'm sorry I already said that, but we're going to give it to Swain into the end zone. Another touchdown for ESU. We now get the ball back with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go in the half from the 47-yard line. They want us to run a 2-minute drill, so let's see what Mock can do. We're going to try to lob this one downfield, and he misses everybody. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Mock out of shotgun again. We'll drop back. We'll throw this one to the outside, caught by Yabo for the first down. We do have 1 timeout remaining, but obviously not going to use that just yet. Out of a shotgun set again, and we need to escape away from this pressure, and Mock is going to fumble the ball, and luckily we recover that. That's going to set up a 2nd and 24. We're obviously going to send everybody deep and hope for the best. We are going to launch this downfield, and that's going to be knocked away. On a 3rd and 24, I don't want to just send everybody deep again. We're going to send Yabo in motion and try a jet toss, but it is going to get blown up in the backfield. So on a 4th and 30, we're going to go ahead and punt this. They have still not given me any defensive scenarios today. We face a 3rd and 3 here in the second half. Handoff to Lewis up the middle, and that's going to get close to the marker. They rule it a 4th and 1. Will we get to stay in here? Yes, we will. And it set a big field goal, but it kind of wants us to go for this. So that is exactly what we're going to do. Swain is in the backfield. Out of a shotgun set, we'll give it to him for the first down. He'll break that tackle. Almost came back across the marker, but we do keep the first down. It would go back into simulation and throw us back in for a 3rd and inches from the 19. And we're going to try this option play, but that is going to go horribly wrong. And they pick up the fumble, and they may run this one back. Maybe I should just take that out of the playbook. It has cost us several times in this series. But when it works, it's really cool, but right now it's a touchdown for Nevada. Oh, and now we get a defensive scenario here near the end of the third quarter. We'll see if we can get a stop here. He's under pressure, and he's getting sacked on the play to bring up a 4th and 12 going into the final quarter of the game. They are going to line up for a 42-yard field goal. The kick is away, and it is good. It looks like we would get a touchdown in simulation to make it 28-17. Now they are going for it on a 4th and 15 this time. He'll drop back to pass under pressure, and that is going to absolutely nobody, a turnover on downs. And just a couple plays later, it's now a 3rd and 5 for Edmond State. Just trying to run down some of the clock. Mock will drop back to pass under quick pressure and is brought down to bring up a 4th and 11. But it looks like they are going for yet another 4th down. This one a 4th and 1 from their own 13-yard line. It's going to be a direct snap to the running back, and they will have the first down. It would go back into simulation again and set up a 4th and 5 from their own 24. If we can get this stop, it is going to be game over. He goes over the middle to a wide open man for the first down all the way into Edmond State territory. And then in simulation, they would actually get the onside kick. In simulation, they would actually get the touchdown, not going for the onside kick. It is recovered by Edmond State and will just go down and escape here with a victory. That was nearly really bad for us, but we started the season 1-0 with a 28-23 win. And I would say that Sidney Mock had a pretty solid debut, 20 for 31, 249 yards, and 2 passing touchdowns. Granted, sometimes whenever I came in, I did not play the best with him. Running the ball, Skylar Lewis got 114 yards on 15 carries, and then Swain got a touchdown, and Marvin Sanders got a touchdown. Over for receiving, Zamir Rowe 4 for 100 yards and 2 scores. Yabo got 4 for 31, Shermer got 4 for 39. What about over on defense? Leading the team in tackles is going to be Jaden Bethea, not much of a shock. Stephylan Green got 2 sacks, George Sambrelo got a sack, Kenya Vickerson got a half a sack, and so did Emmett Wall, but we got no interceptions. So we escaped with a win in week 1 against Nevada, but now we have another home game, this one against the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, who are currently 2-0 on the season. No rain today in Edmond as we take the field for our first scenario of the game. It's a 3rd and 7 from the 33. We'll drop back to pass, and we're going to use mock speed to go to the outside, cut back in, and I try to make that guy miss, but I'll take the first down to the 17. Because since we got into the red zone, that means it lets me stay in the game. So now back in a shotgun set again, Mock will once again drop back to pass, and trying to use the speed up the middle this time, we're going to get a gain of about 6 yards. That brings up a 2nd and 4 from the 11. Mock will drop back to pass again. We're going to throw this one to the end zone, and he is going to overthrow Lyle Shermer. That one is a pretty brutal miss. Now back in a 5-wide set. He'll drop back to pass, and we're going to try to throw this one underneath. That's caught by Shermer, but it brings up a 4th and 1. And we could just take the points, or we could get aggressive and go for it. And if you guys know me at all, you knew I was going to go for it immediately. So on 4th and 1, handoff to Skylar Lewis, and this drive will stay alive. That brings up a 1st and goal from the 7. We're going to send Rowe in motion. It'll be a toss to him on the outside. And the blocking sort of sets up, and he will fight his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Edmond State. We apparently would not get to keep that lead for long. In simulation, they would make it 10-7 before it finally lets us jump in for a 3rd down scenario. And they're going to run the ball for an easy first down and a lot more all the way down to the 19. The next play would be a 1-yard carry and will take us down to the 2-minute warning. So now it's a 2nd and 9 from the 18. Out of a 5-wide set, he'll drop back, go downfield. He finds his man for a first down. That brings up a 1st and goal from the 7. He'll drop back and look to pass again. Dropping farther back. Now lobbing this one through the back of the end zone. Now it's going to be a 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. Another shotgun set and another pass attempt. Going to the end zone to a wide open man. Touchdown, Tulsa. It does give us the chance for a 2-minute offense, though. So we come out from our own 25-yard line. Mock back in shotgun. We'll drop back to pass. A quick throw underneath. That was dangerous, but it results in a gain of 6. Now it's a 2nd and 4. Mock out of shotgun again. We'll drop back. We're going to go to Shermer on the outside. He will make the catch, and I think he may have gotten out of bounds. I wasn't really sure how the ref was going to rule that one, but they do rule him out, so the clock would stop at 1:22 to go. It's a 1st and 10 from the 41. Dropping back to pass, and we have a wide open Tony Livingston downfield who makes the catch, and he's going to get caught at the 12-yard line. Sidney Mock back in shotgun again. We'll drop back and look to pass. We're going to roll to the outside, trying to buy some time. We're going to throw this one to the end zone into coverage, but it's going to fall incomplete. Our running back actually had his hands on that. It's going to be another shotgun set for us. We'll take the snap. We're going to lob this one to the end zone, and that is knocked away from Tony Livingston. 3rd and 10. Still at the 12-yard line. Mock out a shotgun. We'll drop back to pass. Once again going to Livingston, and this time he will still not hold on to it. 4th and 10, and we will kick a field goal. And did they ever fix the field goal meter? They really did not. So you have to go into another camera angle to actually kick this. And hopefully I don't screw this one up. The kick is away, and it is a 1-score game. And now we get to jump into the second half, where it is still a 7-point game, and we have a 1st and 10 from the 16. Dropping back to pass. We're going to go to Shermer over the middle, who makes the catch and will fight his way down to the 2-yard line. I am going to try this option play again, and I'm going to really hope it does not screw up if we have to pitch it. And we do. It's caught by Marcus, but he is not going to find any space. So that brings up a 2nd and goal from the 2. Under center, we'll give it to Marcus, and he will fight his way into the end zone. We should tie this game up at 17. And it wants us to make this stop on 3rd and 4. From our 39-yard line, out of a shotgun set, he'll drop back to pass. It's a screen to the outside, and he is going to get brought down for no gain on the play. But they are going to go for it here on 4th down. With about 5.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter, back in a shotgun set. We're bringing a blitz. He goes to the outside, and that was going to fall incomplete. A turnover on downs. On the ensuing drive, we face a 3rd and 2 from their 33. It will be the option play again. A toss to the outside. Caught by Marcus, but he is not going to make anyone miss, and it brings up a 4th and 4. What is it going to want us to do here? It wants us to try a field goal from 52 yards out. I don't really know how much I trust myself to make this, but we are going to attempt it here. I think the accuracy is going to be good. The kick is away, and we have a 3-point lead. And in simulation, we would apparently get hit for a safety, because now it's just a 1-point lead, but they are facing a 3rd and 17 on their drive. He's going to lob this downfield, caught by his man, and that brings up a 4th and 2, but that will set up a possible field goal try, which I'm going to assume they made. And they absolutely did make it, so we get to jump in on a 3rd and 6, down by 2. We'll drop back to pass. We're going to launch this one deep for Lyle Shermer, and that one is a risky throw, and it's going to get intercepted. That's 100% on me, but he does step out of bounds at the 1-yard line. And oh boy, we're about to have one hell of a scenario. Coming out of the 2-minute warning, it's a 4th and 2. They want me to get some decent field position with a punt return here, so we'll see what Shaq Marcus can do, and it's not much. So we get to take over with 1:52 to go in the game. We do have all 3 timeouts, and all we need is a field goal. We're going to take the snap with Mock, run to the outside, use his speed to cut upfield, and we're going to slide down near the 40. Now a new set of downs for Edmond State. Mock back in shotgun again. We'll drop back and look to pass. Once again, not seeing anyone come open, so we'll take off with the quarterback, and this time we'll duck out of bounds. That would stop the clock at 1:32 to play. Mock out a shotgun. We'll drop back to pass. And we're trying to go downfield for Livingston again, who will make the catch. No, he couldn't hold on to it. Now it's a 2nd and 10. From the 44, Mock will drop back, and once again, we're going to try to run with him, but we'll get brought down for just a 1-yard play. And I need to check something. Have I been using classic passing this entire time? I absolutely have. We're going to change it to revamped here in the middle of the game. That's always seeming like a good idea. So on 3rd and 9, Mock will drop back, and we're going to launch this downfield, and see, that's why I turned it back to revamp passing, all the way down inside the 10-yard line. Tulsa would burn their first timeout. So a 1st and goal from the 8. We're going to give this one to Marcus, who goes up the middle and will fight his way down to the 5, and Tulsa will burn that 2nd timeout. I am not doing anything stupid here. I 100% know I can make this field goal. So on a 2nd and goal from the 5, we'll give this one to Marcus and just go down right there in the middle of the goalpost. And I am going to run at least one more run play just to see if we can find the end zone. But if not, I will run this all the way down and kick a field goal. They would get the ball back with about 20 seconds. So out of a goal line set, handoff to Marvin Sanders, who goes up the middle and will be met and brought down to the 2-yard line. We are going to let this clock run down quite a bit here. All right, all I have to do is not screw this up. Accuracy's good, power's good, and we will hold a 1-point lead with about 15 seconds to go in the game. And following the kick return, they only have 11 seconds to go. So here we go, out of a shotgun set to try to pull off a miracle here. Tulsa looking to go downfield, and he will throw this one away. So they have 5 seconds remaining to try to pull off some sort of miracle. We're going to send everybody deep, give them cushion, give them as much space as absolutely possible. 5 seconds remaining. And a shotgun set again. He'll drop back and look to pass, obviously. And you know what? He's just going to let this one go deep downfield, but it will go out of bounds, and we will escape here with a victory. That looked pretty sketchy there for a second, especially in the 2nd quarter when they put up 17 points. But we get out here with a 1-point victory and improve to 2-0 on the season. But now I think we need to get ready to head to Norman. Stats-wise, Sydney Mock didn't look quite as good through the air today, but I did throw that one interception on just a stupid deep ball. But he went 17 of 28 for 242, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Running the ball, Marcus got 9 yards on 8 carries. Mock got 57 yards on 8 carries. We apparently could not run the ball at all. Marcus did find the end zone though. And then receiving, Lyle Shermer 8 for 90. Zamir Rowe got a touchdown and 4 catches for 54 yards. Over on defense, I imagine it was Jaden Bethea. It's actually a 3-way tie, and Bethea is not up here at all. Please don't tell me he's hurt. By the way, Truman got 6, Free got 6, and Green got 6. In sacks, Sambrelo got 1, interceptions, we got 0. Now we have our first road game of the season, and it is going to be a tough one. We travel to Norman, Oklahoma, and take on the 2-0 Oklahoma Sooners. It didn't even allow me to jump in on their first offensive drive where they made it 7-0, but now they have the ball back on a 3rd and 4. Back in a 5-wide set, he's sending the man in motion. He will take the snap and looks to pass. He's under pressure and will throw this one away deep downfield. And our offense now will finally let me jump in on a 3rd and 4 from the 25. We're going to try to give this one to Marcus, who goes up the middle and sets up a 4th and 1. And when you are playing a team like Oklahoma, you get a 4th and 1, you just really need to go for it. We'll get that pitch out, and that has not worked all episode. I don't know why I keep running it. Jumping later into the game, it's a 1st and 10 here in the second quarter. Oklahoma inside the red zone. Back in a shotgun set, he's going to send a man in motion. And it will be a jet toss. He cuts upfield, and I believe that's Taylor Tatum who gets brought down for a loss. I'm going to vaguely know some of these Sooners players because I am a Sooners fan, but we are 4 years in. So now on a 2nd and 11, a quick throw to the outside, caught, and he is immediately brought down, and they rule that incomplete. So now a 3rd and 11. Another 5-wide set for Whitfield. I think that's his name here at least. He'll drop back and looks to pass. Driving farther back. Now lobbing this one to the outside. Once again, just throwing it away, but they will be in field goal range. Can we just count on their kicker to absolutely shank this field goal? The snap, the hold, the kick is away, and no, it will be good. All right, we jump back in for a really interesting scenario. There's 2 seconds to go in the half, but we have made it 10-7. So we got a touchdown in simulation. And now they just want us to take a deep shot downfield, so that's exactly what we're going to do. And Rowe will make the catch, break that tackle, but gets forced out of bounds at the 13-yard line. But thanks to EA's just great simulation logic, we start the second half at the 13-yard line. No kickoff or anything. We just get the ball right here. Whatever, I guess we'll take it. A quick throw to the outside, caught by Rowe, and just like that, we will take the lead because the refs have no idea what they're doing here. Our next scenario is a 3rd and 12 from the ESU 45-yard line. He'll drop back to pass, going deep downfield, and that one's going to fall incomplete. We get to come in on the next drive for a 3rd and 5. We'll see if we can get another stop here. Under pressure, gets the throw out, and they will have the 1st down. However, it wouldn't matter because somehow we got the stop on defense in simulation. And now as we jump into the game, it's a 3rd and 4 from the 49-yard line here in the 4th quarter. Mock out a shotgun. We'll drop back to pass. We're going to launch this deep downfield. I did not see that safety sitting there over the middle, and that one is 1,050% on me. But apparently our simulation defense is absolutely elite because we get the ball back and now face a 3rd and 7 with about 3 minutes to go. Hand off to Marcus to the outside. He's got the 1st down and all the way to the 31. I don't know why we're not seeing any of Skylar Lewis. I may need to go see if he's injured. Oh, he absolutely is. He has a torn labrum. He's going to miss the next 2 weeks of the season. And George Sambrelo is out for the rest of this game. You know, as the coach of this team, I should probably keep up with injury reports, but I'm really bad about that. But anyway, 1st and 10, near the 2-minute warning. We're going to send a man in motion. It'll be a toss play out to Yabo, and he is blown up in the backfield. That's a loss of 4. That would take us down to the 2-minute warning. It's a 2nd and 14. From the 35, it's a handoff to Shaq Marcus up the middle, and we get a 6-yard run, and Oklahoma burns their first time out. Can we get a 1st down to keep chewing away at the clock here? Mock will drop back. We don't need a 1st down because he came wide open. Touchdown to Zamir Rowe. They didn't even try to cover him. So Oklahoma, now down by 11, faces a 4th and 16 on the next drive. And he's going to launch this deep downfield. Does he have a man? He definitely does, but it falls incomplete. He could not hold on through the contact. That's a turnover on downs. It may have been slightly controversial to y'all to just knee the ball down twice, but now on 3rd and 12, they have no timeouts remaining, so they are going to get the ball back, but we're going to let this run down quite a bit and then kick a field goal. With 30 seconds to go to make it a 14-point game. I don't know if the accuracy on that's going to be good. Never mind. It's going to go nearly right down the middle. We're up 24-10, and now they need a massive miracle. And in simulation, they would not get it because there is only 1 second to go here on 4th and 10. Obviously, they would need to run at least like 2 to 3 plays, and we're going to get a sack just to stat pad here. So we pull off the biggest win in school history, 24-10 in Norman, and have started this season 3-0. And Sidney Mock is honestly playing really, really well. Not saying that Morgan Eberle wouldn't also be 3-0, but I will say I don't think I could have ran down the field like I did in the second game of the season to set up that game-winning field goal with Morgan Eberle. Definitely not a very pretty game for Sidney Mock, going 14 for 24 for 188 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, but we do get the win. Then running the ball, Shaq Marcus 67 yards on 14 carries, Mock only got 13 yards on 10 carries. Over for receiving, Zamir Rowe 5 for 97 and 2 scores. No one else really did a whole lot except for Lyle Shermer did catch 1 touchdown. And then over on defense, leading our team in tackles is going to be Greg Morris, our starting corner. And then in sacks, we got 4 today. 1 from Cam Toon, 1 from Eric Free right there at the end of the game. That one was really just a garbage time sack. So Phylon Green got 1 and Emmett Wall got 1. And we did get 1 interception from Devontae Mappa. So we got our first pick on the season. And I don't usually show the other team's stats in this series, but I do want to show you what our defense did to Jake Wakefield. It was not Whitfield, I do apologize for that, but he went 7 of 28 for 69 yards, no touchdowns, and a pick. They destroyed that kid, and apparently his hometown is Edmond, so maybe you should have come here. In the next episode, we will finally get into Conference USA play as we take on Florida International and Western Kentucky, and we'll try to also get through our last out-of-conference game against Memphis. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this incredible start to the season, and I will talk to you next time.